time. Welcome back. It's your first time here. Thank you. Thank you for stopping. Please, watch if you like it. Give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing. Don't cost you a thing. We make a few knives. We make a few mistakes, and what we do right is posted. And what we do wrong is also posted. So there it is. I'm human. And the elves is gone till after February, so after Valentine's Day. Then they got a break. Maybe they'll come clean up around here or make some cheese. We'll need some cheese made, so maybe they'll come back and do that. Maybe I can get some cobbler elves to come make them. But anyway, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I've got COVID again. It's the third time I've got COVID. Third. Other than feeling like poo, I don't run a fever. And I'll do some coughing in first one thing and another if I get suck a whole lot of cold air. And that's what this is out here. It's cold. It's cold, cold, cold. Matter of fact, it's so cold in here. Sitting on about a foot off the floor in here with heat on. It wasn't turned up really high, but it was heat. A jug of water froze that I was going to use to mix some Satanite so I can get back on my ribbon burner. It needs to be done, and I need to hit the ground running with that thing here and with the grinder, but it's got to warm up a little bit more. Anyway, I'm back out here. I got COVID. Like I said, I got COVID. Today I'm halfway feeling decent enough that I could come out. I came out yesterday, fed, and went back in. Never even looked in here. So anyway, now I've got a heat lamp in my. I just put it in there a while ago in my ribbon burner, so I can get it started. Hopefully, here pretty quick. I've got my plates in here. I got a drill. I'm going to open them up to like a 5/16 hole instead of a quarter. That was just too much, too tight for them on there that holds the ribbon, my burner in place down in there. So I need to get all of that sealed up with the Satanite and just fill it up and leave the heat lamp on it. I've got a piece of kale wool block. I've got that. I'm going to make a new door for the furnace. I've got to do some welding on it and put an angle iron around the front of it so I can get it to stay and not burn out as quick or anything, and get all of that and open it up just a little bit to make everything work a little better. There's always room for improvement on all of it. If I can, I'm going to think about it and see if I can't put a spring on my return to help with the door. Raise it up and down, put a spring on my pedal. I'm going to, on the cable, I'll probably use like a lawnmower one and wind it up a little bit so it'll help. Sometimes it'll get hung or something and it don't want to go over it. It falls funny and everything. So I figure if I can get a little resistance on it with a spring, a light spring, that'll help a lot. So anyway, but like I said, I'm rambling. There's always room for improvement on one's design. So even if you think you got it perfect, you'll find out sooner or later that maybe you should have done something just a little bit different and make it even more perfect, or if that's a word. If it's not, it is now. I said it. So, but things around here have been happening a little bit in between my bouts here. I've been and got more leather remnants so I can make sheaths. I've got quite a bit of it, leather remnants, and that will do that. Also, I've added a really cool new toy. I'm talking about freezing cold new toy. That, my friends, is a liquid nitrogen dewer. Brand new. It's never been used. Ordered it off of Vevor, so we're going to see what it does and everything. So when I get done making these knives and get them all heat treated and all cleaned up and everything, I'm going to do exactly the same thing I've been doing. I'm going to put them in the freezer, then I'm going to put them in a cooler, then I'm going to, only this time, instead of dry ice and RV antifreeze, which works, I mean, it works great. I'm going to be doing it with liquid nitrogen. I'm going to pour it in there and let it every bit bubble till it quits. Then I'm going to let them set in there. I'm going to do as many at a time as I can. It's about $40 to fill this jug up. And it's a 6-liter jug. I couldn't see needing anything more. I mean, like I said, I've got nearly 100 knives, blades, and out, or getting ready to go right now. So when I do get grinding on them, I'm going to be just days and days and days and days and days. And then I bring them in here and do a little light sanding on them. I've got some anti-scale powder, and it says I'm going to get a sugar sifter, or a sugar shaker, sifter, whatever, like that, and put it in it, and it says it just needs a light coating on it. You got to heat them up, and it'll melt on it. In my understanding, it will melt across it there, and kind of seal it in like flux, like it's got flux on it, only this is not flux. And then you can layer it for your hamons and everything. And once it gets done and you heat it up and everything else like that, and you quench it, it'll come off. It'll be like it's soap. It's water soluble. This is so. And I was reading on Pop's Knife Supply. They got some that you can actually mix with water and spray it on with an airbrush and spray it on the blade for that. And it's supposed to be water cleanup, water soluble. So after you do everything, it's supposed to hang in there until, like 2,500 degrees. I'm not doing stainless, so I don't need to go that high. Although I'm afraid my forge will. I have to do like a Terrell, Dennis Terrell there, and put me a PID and electronic solenoids on it to control the temperature in that forge. Get it up to a temperature and it'll cycle on and off, on and off, and on and off. That's great for that. It means it's got to fit like a 50-degree high and low, which it don't take long. But mine holds heat great. So anyway, now like I said, I got leather remnants. I got them stacked everywhere, so I can make sheaths. There's pieces of this, and if they're duress, the more duress, the better. And some of them's thicker than the others, so they will stand carbon. The waxed leather that I have won't take any stain, and I'm hoping the edges will really slick over good and do that. So, and like I said, I've been just doing a little piddly stuff, a couple hours when I feel like it. So maybe a new burnisher for these big sheaths, these big wax ones. So yeah, they fit in there nice, and they'll spin and burnish it out. And I've radiused this and this so that it won't rub way down in there. Rub the face of it and stuff. Hopefully, if I have to do a little more filing on it, I will. I got several of them. And the other sheath I done with this, it didn't look the best in the world. All of these so far has got to be ground and smoothed up and burnished, and then I'll get I've got edge coat coming and some the gum to make them really slick on burnishing them. So I got some of that and got the edge coat paint. Basically, I guess that, and I've got quite a bit of it. I started out, I've got about 4 garbage bags. I had 4. I'm down. I throwed a bunch of it away, useless scraps. Then I cut off big pieces that was joined where it had been clickered and the patterns cut out of it. So anyway, I got a bunch of leather, different thicknesses, different weights, different sizes, and most of it come from a holster plant, and somebody made saddles, I guess, on that. Now, my son brought me the other day. I kind of mentioned I'd like to have some saw blades. Now, this one was one I got somewhere else, you know, and it's been laying in the dirt out there for a long time. So anyway, he brought me 20, at least 20 saw blades, bandsaw blades. So I wanted a few so I could do like a low layer count, like a 10 or 15, you know, 10 to 12 layers of, you know, of Damascus, you know, just make it and then work it out, then just twist it. That's what I was wanting to do with it, and then hammer it back flat again, make a knife out of it. So I told him I needed a few pieces, and he said, well, how big are they? And he brought me a box of little pieces about that long. I said, well, I can use them. I wish they was a little bit longer, you know, give me a choice to, you know, chance to fit them to the metal I got. And he said, okay. So he asked, they throw these saw blades, these bandsaw blades, they throw these, they cut up and send back for scrap or throw away. Now, the big blades, the big wide blades, like for the big mills, I'm talking about the big mills, they're probably 10 inches wide or something like that. Them, they send off to be repaired and resharpened, reprofiled, everything. And I reckon they could shorten them down so much on that, they could pull them down. I don't know what the tolerance is, but he said they can run them fairly skinny, you know. Instead of 10 inches, maybe they could do 8 inches or 9 inches, you know. I don't know. I don't work there. My son does. And it's Robson Stave. He runs a bull saw, and they make staves for whiskey barrels, white oak. White oak. They stack them up and they send them off to Kentucky, I think it is. Zazarat, I believe, the ones that own it now, if I'm pronouncing it right. But anyway, so let me take you on a ride here. Okay, you done seen the dewar and the leather, and yeah, I sorted it out. This plus there's other back there. I've got leather everywhere in here. Yeah, I've got leather everywhere. My deer antler, my antlers is under that pile in front of the air conditioner and everything. So, and chickens. Whew, cold. What wind's cold? Cold, 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 cold. Okay, this is what my son brought me. These saw blades right here. They are good size saw blades. And these things would be like a cocked gun. I think they're pretty much 15 and 20. See? Yep. He's got saw blades. He brought them in boxes everywhere. So, take this inside right there, and I've got to make a couple of fillet knives for my son, so, and everything. So, whew, Lordy, I don't know how big these are. This is the first time I've laid hands on them. other than just to walk by them. Okay, I've got a desk full of stuff right there. All right, there's my ruler. From my gullet back, looks like it's about 1 5/8 inches. Yeah, from my gullet to the back. Yeah, it looks like it's 1 5/8 inches, best I can tell. So, yeah. So, yep, like that. You just knock the teeth off, or if you want that kind of look, you can lay them like this. I'm too sore to bend over and grab you right now, so it's probably, yeah, do something like that, or something like that. That might make a pretty good pattern on the inside. I don't know. But anyway, just have to trim it up and fix it any way you want to. But I've got a bunch of it, so if anybody needs a little bit of it, hit me up and I'll get you a price on what it is to ship it, and we'll figure out something on that. I don't think I can use it all, but I can try. So, yeah. Anyway, so while this is it's colder than flip out here. Like I said, the wind's blowing. I'm gonna put you back on the stand right there. I've done this. So that's what I've got to do other than doing all that. I've been doing all this little stuff, you know, in preparation, so when I get started on knives, I'll be able to, you know, hand sand, handle, you know, I'll do hand sand, dip, and come out, and I've got some really strong, like 30% vinegar, cleaning vinegar. I'm going to use that to etch some of them on this. I've got my steels all over the place. I've got W2, 01, 1095. Let's see what it's. Yeah, 8670, which is about L6, and so yeah, well, it's Pop's Knife Supplies equivalent of L6. It's 8670. It's what they call their house steel. So anyway, I've got that, and so I'm gonna be going to Pop's. When I do, I'll take the camera along, and we'll do a road trip. I'll do a road trip with Bob, and we'll see what we got down there. I'll be going down there. I'm sure I'll be going down there with first some little something there, and then all of a sudden there'll be things that I just can't live without. That's what I'm afraid of. So leave a credit card at home and just go get what I need. So, which is my Carta handle material. Yeah. And they're supposed to be well known for it and everything else. Don't look like they have too much of a selection on the website, but yeah, it's you know, I don't know, everybody's computer literate. I know I'm not. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna let everybody go. It's been nice. I am right now, I'm about wore out, and my goat, she had babies that froze to death, and she's not ready to give them up yet. They're gone, but she's still hollering for them. My other female wouldn't let them in the barn, and they froze to death. And all this would have to happen while I've got COVID and some of the coldest temperatures we've had in a while. So anyway, que sera, life goes on. And anyway, till next time, it's Bobby Schultz saying, God bless.